Hi guys, we're back. Sorry for the power outage. I'm sorry. Uh,
We're back like a reserve day. We have a reserve hour.
yeah, we are
So
back
we'll be
for
back.
day two,
Yeah.
second session of the reserve live. What we had.
Yeah.
We are going to continue from where we left off, as India did. See, it's all happening like we wanted it. It's like
Yeah, I
exactly
think
like the
our
match.
life is a reflection of
अच्छा
the
फॉर्म
real
में
life.
हम उठे थे बीच में थोड़ा हड़बड़ी हुई और पता नहीं हाँ
And
थोड़ा
yeah, we're
बहुत
facing a slight bit of issue here.
अरे वैसे भी इंडिया तो स्लो ही स्टार्ट हुआ था पहले भी तो वैसे ही
I think our Wi-Fi right now is like Pakistan's front rate.
yeah it's the power outage man I mean
Yeah.
Bestcom I'm shouting it out for one more time watch out I'm coming for you guys
Yeah, yeah. You
so
sound like Liam. Who's the guy in Taken?
whoever but yeah where do we leave so
We were talking about Classic here.
classic KL so I think there's a lot of interruptions. Can you just check our live how it is going on the stream? If anybody's there live, please confirm how is our live so that we can know if the audio, video, everything is all right. And chat, tell me how are you all feeling today? How has life been over the last 45 to 1 hour? How has life been for you all?
Well, if you're asking me right now, Abel, I think I'll have to definitely say that a roller coaster, a lot of frustration because we were waiting for a long time for this match to begin, and it was starting and getting off. I can only imagine how worse the players would have felt, but it was just good to see that India were able to bring their A game despite all the rain breaks. It's one thing that we were afraid of yesterday as well because reserve day matches have not been kind to us, but today was our day.
Absolutely, and we're so happy. I understand the power got off, isn't it? Yes. Thank you, couple, for understanding. It's pretty frustrating, man. It's pretty frustrating to see the
Yeah.
internet drops. It's raining heavy, just like how it is in Sri Lanka. We're also very frustrated, like the players, how they were yesterday and today. But nonetheless, bro, I mean, we are pretty happy to talk about the game here, because that's what we are here for. Let's talk about Virat Kohli before we finish off with Rahul. Okay, let's finish off with Rahul. I still think this has to be a seal for him now.
Yeah,
That this is it.
I mean, I think at this point in time, for me, Abel, Shreyas Iyer unfortunately might have to sit out, or doesn't find his place in the 11 for me. That's very unfortunate. I'm a huge Shreyas Iyer fan, but if you have to look at the balance of the team now, you've got Ishan Kishan who's in good form. He's a left-handed batter, better keeper than KL Rahul, and I was a bit surprised though from that to see KL Rahul still keeping. So maybe this is just my understanding. Maybe I'm reading between the lines, but it's possible that Ishan Kishan is the one who's going to miss out because they wanted to test out KL Rahul's keeping and
I
give him
don't
a chance
mind
to
as
keep.
well. I mean, but I'd still say Ishan Kishan should start because of the left-handed.
Absolutely,
message it brings.
I feel that too.
Yeah, PIL
Oh,
file by
yes.
Blues, man. Yes, we definitely will file PIL. At least I'm graduated now.
Yeah, by the way,
I am-
guys, Abel is a pseudo advocate.
Thank you. Now, who wants to file a PIL can call me. If you have
You can leave your
cases,
details in the comment section. Advocate Varghese George
Yeah,
will be
yeah.
getting to it.
Absolutely, guys. Abel Verghese George will
Will you be calling yourself Advocate Abel or Advocate Varghese George?
Advocate Abel Verghese George, BA, LLB, LLM, PhD,
No one.
doctor. Can I put a doctor as well?
You have to wait to get all those titles.
Huh?
Yeah.
So yeah, let's talk about the match. I don't want to talk about myself here. I'm not a narcissistic person.
Oh yeah, definitely. The amount of time you took to pronounce it, I think you're not that.
Narcissistic.
Yeah, sure.
Narcissism and narcissistic. That's it.
Narcissistic.
Narcissistic. No, narcissistic. No, narcissistic is the wrong pronunciation, bro.
We'll settle this debate off scene. But yeah, I think let's talk about whether
let's talk-
Iyer has lost his place in the team. For me, I think he has.
Not barrister, advocate.
Yeah, I think he's an advocate being in India. But yeah, this is from me. For me, I think Shreyas Iyer, not Shreyas Iyer, but rather Ishan Kishan brings a lot more balance to the team. I know I've been one of the guys who's been Ishan Kishan over the past few weeks, but he's proving me wrong. And I think if he performs the way he performed against Pakistan, if he can be as clutch as he is, I think then you don't even really need to give KL Rahul the excess burden of being a keeper.
See, for me, I don't know if Shreyas Iyer is fit for tomorrow as well. I know back spasm, the same injury again. So he's always been kept out because of the back spasms which he has had. So if he's going to have any bit of recurrence, I would drop him out of the team as well.
Yeah,
To be very fair.
absolutely. I mean, I'm all for Shreyas Iyer playing, but if he's not 100% fit, see, we don't really know the background things of it. But if he's really not 100% fit,
Well,
then
I have
he shouldn't
another
play in
background. If you don't want Sanju Samson, I'll just have Tilak Verma in my team, because he offers me a little bit the ball.
Correct, and
Left-handers as well.
you've already got, Ishan Kishan with the keeping gloves. I think KL Rahul also, if you want him to do the keeping instead. But I think just the fact that it was KL Rahul who kept today.
I'm just talking about fitness thing. I love Shreyas Iyer, the player, but not fit enough that I don't really. But I want to talk about the negatives now. Let's just keep that aside. We've spoken about it enough throughout the last 1 month, just to celebrate. I still think KL Rahul really literally showed and shut the critics up. For me, number one was about proving his fitness, and he proved by running between the wickets the way he did. And secondly, the kind of range he showed against spin and pace, right? Comfortable against the short ball, comfortable when the ball is pitched up. Complimenting Virat Kohli very, very well in the other end. Was not flat, was not berserk, I would say so.
It was measured aggression.
Measured aggression, a number 4 would do. Iyer has lost his place in the team. I think so, man. I really think so. To be very honest, at this point, for me, he is. He's not in my starting 11. My starting 11 at least.
Mine too, because it doesn't give the kind of balance that I will get with Ishan Kishan.
There's a little bit of dynamism when Ishan Kishan is there, and that's something which you need to use against teams which will have a leg spin or a left arm spin. If you look Sri Lanka tomorrow, for the matter, when we were going to play Velagage, or when we are going to play in the future any leg spinner, from in Bangladesh as well, when we are going to play, for example,
Bangladesh is a prime candidate. I think today Pakistan was a prime.
Yeah, but when you're going to play Naseem or what's his name? His name Naseem, right? The left arm spinner from Bangladesh.
Maybe no.
Shakib, Naseem, and
Nazmul,
not Naseem. Nazmul, Shakib, or Mehdi. I still would go in with someone like Ishan Kishan for that matter, because I'm not saying that Shreyas Iyer is a bad player who's playing. I think he's still one of the most excellent players who's playing both against left arm and right arm. A reserve day meant Park got buried in pieces. Pieces, absolutely.
Oh, it's absolute pieces. The Pakistan Twitter.
This is shambles for Pakistan.
128.
228, man. What you're reducing?
128.
128, yes. 120, 228 once.
Yeah.
Let's be very honest, Kapil and everybody as well. Who knows?
See, I would be okay if they lost respectably. I would be okay if they had crossed at least a 200. But 128, Nepal scored more runs against us. I know Nepal played in easier conditions in the daylight, but still, I mean, that was just it was a spectacular fail. It was just a spectacular fail. And I think it's pieces. There's no peace in Pakistan, I think, for a while.
Yeah.
Hopefully they get some peace in a few days.
But to be very fair, you know what? I think that performance was just high level performance from a high quality team like India. Yeah. Number 1 team. But against the number 1 team in the world, I'm very privileged to say that we defeated the number 1 team in the world. Not anymore though. Australia number 1 after this win. Correct. So Australia number 1. So we defeated the number 2 team in the world. Not a small.
We defeated the number 1 team so badly that they fell to number 2.
Number 2, yeah.
That's how bad today was.
So number 1 team, number 1 batter. Wasim Akram was all round. Today, number 1 batter. I've never heard any commentator in the world talk about any player as number 1 ODI rank batter. I don't know if that was like a measured World Cup. Like you have earned a position, like sir.
No, I think it's
Babar Azam number 1 batter in ODI rankings, ICC at the period. Come on, tell me the number of ODIs India have played since this year. This is India's 6th match this year. Yeah. No, 6th match since March. From March to now, we've only played 6 matches. Pakistan played only 10-12 matches.
Yeah, Pakistan has been the team who's played the most number of ODI matches as a permanent nation. But just going back, I think there's a comment here by Kapil about the importance of tomorrow's match. So guys, what is really interesting about tomorrow's match is Pakistan has to support India. If India lose tomorrow, then it means that Sri Lanka is through, and then
not Sri Lanka. Not
yeah, they'll be through because then India has lost a match. Sri Lanka has lost none.
No, Sri Lanka is not through yet, but
no one else will be able to get.
But then Pakistan have to defeat Sri Lanka by a large margin, which is not going to be easy at all. They're playing at Sri Lanka's home. I would say Sri Lanka is a tougher team than Pakistan at Sri Lanka's home because of what we're going to face tomorrow.
Especially because they've got the spinners who can really curtail your batting. Today, you almost felt like Shadab Khan, again, as I went back to it. I did say that even, I think in the first match, which was washed out, I said that Shadab Khan and Kuldeep Yadav were going to be very important for their respective teams. Today, Kuldeep Yadav came clutch and Shadab Khan come utterly, really
Absolutely.
I think there are no words for how badly he failed today. Players just the kind of intent that Indian players had. I think there was no answer from anyone. Babar was just scratching his head. He had no options, and
I don't think
Harris
Jonty Rhodes
Roth.
is ever going to Pakistan to coach because I don't even think the Jonty Rhodes can improve their fielding, unfortunately, because of what's happening. But having said that, guys, I would say what's been happening over the last few years with Pakistan at least. They've they've earned the right to be called number one team, in
In
my
many
opinion,
respects,
many ways.
aspects, yeah.
But let's all be very honest. In very good conditions, they are below par.
Yeah.
Par to a large extent because of what they've really not really faced. They've not faced a good team for the longest period of time.
I think that's also got to do with the fact that
I think
they've been
post 2019 World Cup, they've
scared.
not played good teams.
Yeah,
Let's be
they've
honest.
been very scared to go up against big teams. I think it's also because the amount of criticism they get when they lose a match like this.
Mhm.
But the issue is, even if you don't play against good teams, good quality teams on a regular basis, then the moment you face them, the
I
differential
think
between your teams is too high.
I remember in 2021 they went to England and they lost 3-0 to England B team, which was COVID affected.
Yeah, correct.
So that's how bad they've been under quality against quality teams in this format at least. I mean, I
Absolutely.
would still say T20 is a better format because of their bowling attack being really strong, and they've
Yeah.
got much better chance in T20. Not even in Test, I believe, but in T20 definitely they've got a good opportunity. As a format goes longer, Pakistan's chances against any other team also comes lower.
Absolutely. I think the longer the format, the more tougher to bat on a pitch.
That's what we talk about minnow teams always.
Yeah, I think we always do, and they're a batting heavy team. But I mean, bowling heavy team. My bad.
Rohit to drop
yeah.
the catch, but come on, bro. That was a.
Is it talking about the Kuldeep?
Yeah,
one?
the Kuldeep
Yeah,
one.
that
Come
was an
on, bro.
impossible one.
I think Kapil, you're very, very, very stringent today. Come on, let's
Yeah,
just.
I think Kapil, you're being like that dad who's like, why did you get 95? Where are the 5 marks? It's not a bad thing, by the way.
Yeah.
It's important, I mean, yeah, he's right in many ways that catch, maybe in another situation, would have made us lose the match, but then you can't really expect a Rohit Sharma or any fielder for that matter.
They were stuck on.
He had to go down and extend his arms a lot longer than it was
Yeah.
a very tough one. And it's
But
not
I would
easy.
say one thing about. Now let's talk about what Pakistan is. Pakistan. That's something which you're talking about. The moment you hit Pakistan, they have no other option. There's no plan B for this team, and that's something which we
Yeah.
saw, and they just can't play us.
I think another issue for this team is depth. We've said this time and time again. You need to be able to, allow other players to grow, like Wasim Jr. or Mohammad Wasim Jr. is one of them. Shahnawaz Dahani.
He's not in the squad.
He's not there in the squad, but I'm trying to say that these are the players who will probably take over at a point in time.
But come on,
from
this
your
bowling attack is
bowlers.
very young.
I mean,
This is the youngest bowling
but
attack.
then you
I think.
need these bowlers. I mean, you're not going to
Shaheen,
expect.
yeah, Shaheen is 23, Naseem is 20,
I think Harris is a little on the old
24, 25. That's it.
But yeah, I mean, my point being able, you can't expect these guys to be bowling every match. For you.
Yeah.
You need to be able to give rest. I think they tried it against Afghanistan. They lost and they stopped trying.
Yeah.
I think you have to realize that as a team, that's what India has done well. I mean, we've criticized India a lot, not because we don't want India to change their teams around, but because they've been doing it so close to the World Cup. But it is still very important to ensure that players who are up and coming get some exposure, because now today Harris has gone off the field with a side strain, if I'm not wrong. Naseem Shah as well went off the field in the
Shoulder.
49th over for shoulder injury. What if they are not fit? And this is something we spoke about even in the last match, right? When someone, I think it was again Harris who had gone off and Naseem who had gone off.
Yeah.
This is an issue now because they're overballing these fast bowlers. They're playing Test cricket, they're playing T20I for you, they're playing one day for you. Then they're going out and playing leagues like the 100. You can't make them ball as much. I know the more they play, the better they get. But especially fast bowlers, you have to protect them in a bubble wrap. Abel would really know.
Absolutely. But to be very fair, what we've seen is that Pakistan do not have plan B, and that's very clear in terms of their approach as well. The moment you go after a couple of them, they are looking for options. But yeah, talking about which, we have to talk about how Indian batters were very smart enough to take on their strike bowlers. They took on their strike bowlers very well, making sure that they were all put under pressure. And that's why we'll talk about Virat Kohli now. I mean, once again, 47, 77 hundreds.
Yeah.
No small feat again.
I mean, this guy has been scoring hundreds. To be very frank, I know there's a lot of comparison.
Highest, most number of hundreds in this year.
Yeah.
500s, more than any other cricketer. So
he's
pretty
also,
impressive.
I mean, he's also been the fastest to reach 77
Yeah.
centuries. So I think if this guy, if he wasn't playing the amount of cricket he is for maybe an IPL team or the amount of.
And this is with that 300 drought. Imagine then. He
Yeah.
could have been 87 now.
I think in many ways you'd have to say that he's been a great for us. I mean, it's very difficult to compare someone to Sachin Tendulkar with there's a player. It's only Virat Kohli.
I mean,
The
I would
space that
love
he's
it.
taken-
I would love it if this 50th 100
Correct.
comes in the World Cup.
Yeah.
I mean, I know there are 3 against Australia,
Instead of the whole.
and there are 3 more matches in the Asia Cup. You never know.
I mean, Virat Kohli Australia World Cup makes for some of the best innings of Virat Kohli out there.
Yeah, I would love it either in the World Cup or in. Okay, I know we've got 3 more matches. I'm expecting a lot for 300s here,
Yeah.
but or Australia in the World Cup or Pakistan in the World Cup. That 50th, that would be crazy, bro.
Yeah.
What better to go surpass Sachin Tendulkar and get that milestone? I'm sure he's gonna get that. There is
Yeah.
no stopping him. I know that drought came, but you all knew once he's gonna get on that cruise control
I
mode.
think his first after he broke that 100 mark in the last Asia Cup.
Yeah.
Since then to now in international cricket, he scored 6 already.
Yeah.
So across all
Seven,
formats,
seven.
that is. Seven.
Seven.
Seven, yeah. So he's just been on a run. This is genuinely Virat Kohli 2.0.
This is, and remember he's got the most number of hundreds this year, and that fitness which he showed. I mean, we have spoken about it hundreds of times here. I mean, what a crazy player that guy is. I mean, let's be very honest. That dude is something very special.
And he has to come again tomorrow at 3 o'clock and replicate the same.
Yeah.
People will be expecting him to do it.
And remember, he's 400s in the same ground. If he does tomorrow, it's going to be 500s. In the same.
5 on the trot. I think at this point in time, Colombo should be declared the Virat Kohli Stadium.
Premadasa, Adelaide,
sorry,
Colombo.
Premadasa.
What else? There are a lot of grounds.
Premadasa Kohli
Chinnaswamy,
Stadium. I think that's the new name.
Chinnaswamy,
Yeah.
Adelaide. There are a lot of grounds in the world which will be named under Virat Kohli, or will have a stand by the time Virat Kohli retires
Oh,
at
but
this rate.
the way, and it's not an easy pitch to play on. It's not like it's not like it's Adelaide, or it's not like it's Lahore, for instance. I mean, that guy is scoring hundreds on probably one of the toughest pitches, where even world number 1 batter tends to fail. So you just have to appreciate him for what he is and what he's been doing for us. I mean, as you mentioned right earlier as well, when Kohli and KL both came on to bat, I think that period between 20 to 30 overs, if I'm not wrong, I think they'd only scored some 40, 50 runs because Shadab was bowling well, Shaheen Afridi was bowling well, and they withered that.
Yeah.
That was the difference between Indian batters and the Pakistani batters today. Indian batters, they took on the Pakistani bowlers. Anything too full, anything too wide, they just went after it. They didn't let the bowlers settle. You either had to bowl a perfect delivery, or you had to, or you would be punished. So that pressure mounted on these players, and you saw that Shaheen Afridi was taken back. There was no answer from his end. And when that happened, the moment one of the bowlers have a bad day, Babar Azam doesn't really have anywhere to go. And for some reason, all 3 of the bowlers had a bad day. Naseem Shah bowled brilliantly. But then again, I think the second half, on the reserve day on the second half, he too went for a few runs. So overall, though, you have to say that Naseem Shah was the pick of the bowlers. But then one bowler can't really make you win matches against a batting juggernaut like India.
Absolutely. And let's just be honest, or whatever they're saying, India are afraid to play. Who's afraid now?
Yeah. I
That
think
really showed,
You put some tweets that Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli saw, and they proved the point.
They literally did. They literally did. And
I just-
Pakistan,
yeah.
Virat Kohli is a match made in heaven. I mean, let's be honest. At this point, Virat Kohli walks into these occasions, and you know he's going to take you on. And he just proves. And last week, I know everybody was talking about that inside edge wicket, but let's be honest, man. This guy just showed what he can do. And today, that shot to finish off the innings, that was
Those
straight out of
last
the.
3 deliveries were class.
I mean, absolutely. I mean, Kapil says this win is good, but we're still into it.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. I mean, see, ultimate target is winning the World Cup. It's not Asia Cup at all. But buck drop catch of Virat Kohli point. I think that was the one which he skied it and Naseem did not get it at all.
Yeah.
That was not the
Very
one.
classic Pakistani field.
Yeah, so that's
But it's also tough to pick wide balls out under the lights, is what I've heard.
in Colombo at
In
least.
Colombo at least. But even then, I mean, I think for him to just let it go completely at that situation, I just felt like, Pakistan were mentally battered by Kohli and Rahul, because there were not many dot balls. And if they were, it was only for a couple of overs.
And for me, the worst part, now let's just talk about it. Virat Kohli, I mean, we'll give him thousands of credit and it's not enough. And tomorrow evening, again, we might have to come and talk about him. That's why I think we'll just take a break.
Whenever he plays, we have to talk about
And especially in Colombo as well. So I think we'll just have to come and talk about against Sri Lanka as well. Another opposition. He's got 300 against them already here.
Yeah.
He's going to be back once again in the same ground. He loves playing in Sri Lanka already. And in this ground, let's just not talk about it. So I think we'll talk about Pakistan batting. I thought there was no intent at all to chase this score down at any point. Then when Baba came to bat, he looked like he was
Oh, they all
clueless.
look like 8 tailenders out there. They look like they haven't seen a leather ball swing or seam. No, I can understand it was class ball. Like Bumrah looked like he was practicing while he was injured. But even then, to not be able to put bat on ball, they looked absolutely clueless.
Bumrah looked like very left off
To
in
be
the
very
last
to be,
match against England in 2022, where he picked up 6 wickets, if you remember.
to be
Then-
very frank, Babar kind of looked like me playing Bumrah.
Yeah, he was no clue. And Pakistan looked like they've never faced in swinging conditions.
Yeah.
Any ball. I mean,
And that's surprising. They've got three of the best out there in the
yeah,
legs.
pretty scary. I mean, I understand when you play in these flat tracks and roads in crazy ass conditions in
That
Lahore,
is
Karachi,
tailor made for you to
yeah,
score
score
your
runs
150 against
to
Nepal.
actually and middle the ball 100 percentage. You can talk about all this, but let's be honest, man.
Yeah.
In conditions like this, under lights, you've been tested.
And-
Firstly, they wanted to toss and put India to bat
Oh,
first.
yes.
That was a horrendous decision to
Oh,
start off.
absolutely. It's almost as if they've never seen cricket being played in Sri Lanka before.
Yeah,
And I understand that you were worried about the DLS and stuff like that, but these are secondary concerns. Your first concern should be whether your team is suited to, follow up on the toss system.
yeah.
And everyone knows that Pakistan is not a very good chasing team. That's
Yeah.
the first reason. Secondly, everyone knows it's the most difficult place to play in Sri Lanka under the lights because the breeze starts blowing, the ball starts swinging. If Kasan Rajita can trouble a few batters in Bangladesh, you could only imagine what a Bumrah and a Mohammad Siraj can do to you.
Absolutely. And you know what? Yeah, Rohit's catch we already spoke about. I mean, I think we are a little too critical
little too
about
critical,
it, but
yeah.
I still think India did a very good job
See,
in these
when-
tough conditions in terms of fielding. India really fielded well. I think Ishan Kishan did a good fielding, especially with the keeping as well. KL Rahul did a decent job.
I think you have to also consider how tough it is.
Shubman Gill got a very good catch in the
Yeah.
slips. Shardul did very good.
See,
So
it was not an easy job standing in the slips against a wrist spinner at all because the amount of revelations he puts on the ball and edge can really go in any
but you know what?
direction.
Either way, he still got fuckered out the very next over. So
Absolutely, it did not at all cause a damage for us. And,
yeah,
I mean, Kuldeep, we have to talk about him.
Kuldeep Yadav. I mean, that's
we
where we're
spoke
coming to.
about how he has been. He could be the one who could really create damage
In the World Cup as well.
in the
Just
World
not-
Cup as well. But today he just proved that he is back. He's a confidence player, and Rohit trusts him a lot.
Yeah.
Which is showing in his experience. He's not miserable playing cricket anymore, which is probably the most joyous thing for me watching Kuldeep ball.
Yeah, I mean, there's a reason why Kuldeep has been preferred over Chahal in all formats right now, and he's showing the reason why. He is still the hardest. I mean, they talk about leg spinner, you can still say the angle of a left arm Chinaman or left arm wrist spinner
Yeah.
is so hard because I'm not going to take Chinaman. Left arm wrist spinner is really hard because that is really hard. Even the googlies go away from right hander.
Correct.
And even the balls which come in, it comes in by drifting in. It's not like an
And-
off spinner.
Correct.
So it's harder for you to play. You have seen number of dismissals where Kuldeep has balled you through the gates. I mean, a classic
on the cover drive,
on the
yeah.
cover drive. It's hardest thing. And this pitch was not even very helpful for the spinner. Here he picked up 5 wickets. Let's be
I
honest.
think the only thing that was going for the spinners was more than the purchase was the fact that the ball bounced a little bit more. There was an extra bit of bounce. That's what he said. I expected this to happen
Yeah.
in Sri Lankan wickets rather.
Yeah.
Wrist spin does tend to make it a little bit more bouncier. That's the reason why I feel Shadab didn't ball the right length because he kept trying to. I mean, flighting the ball is okay, but if you're flighting the ball right up to the batter's legs, he's gonna smash you. You're not balling at 145
Yeah,
kilometers
yeah.
per hour where you're gonna ball a toe crusher. So that's where Kuldeep just pulled his length back, and every batter who got out to him was trying to reach the ball and could never really get it. It was a length where you don't know if you have to stay on the back foot or stay on the front foot.
Absolutely. And Kuldeep really showed how
Yeah.
deceptive he can be. And I think going tomorrow, we are playing a match another 12 hours, 13 hours from now.
Yeah.
13, 14 hours from now. So we'll be back tomorrow as well. So to be talking about it. So that's a good thing. India have a lot of matches in the coming days.
Yeah.
And we are on the bounce. We are just going against Sri Lanka. Big game, in my opinion, because the moment you defeat Sri Lanka, you're in a better position to qualify for the final.
Then it's pretty much settled, and then you have to just especially if it's a good win, then your net run rate is going to go really high,
Yeah.
and it's going to be
I think tomorrow's going to be a bigger challenge for India. Firstly,
Absolutely.
the recovery. Secondly, coming up against the host team.
it's a team that is high on confidence,
Yeah.
and you're a team which is really tired to be very frank.
My last comment, the last ball 6, 7, 8. Yeah, absolutely, man. I mean, I agree with you because that 6, that shot which he played,
Oh,
was sending out a message saying that is me, Virat Kohli, signing off.
Yeah, it just oozed class.
Yeah.
It was not a power man shot. It was just
And the shot which he hit on Naseem Shah as well.
yeah.
That they give them Harris Rao vibes, isn't it? Off the leg,
correct.
hit him straight down the ground. That was
Right
crazy.
after he
but-
balled a slower ball.
Yeah, so that was good as well. So I think Virat Kohli, more than everything, was running between the wickets once again. In that 100, he had 64 runs running. And let's also calculate the runs he ran for Rahul.
Yeah.
I mean, he was on another level. This was peak Virat Kohli moment. He was not even very fluent to start off with. And still he scored 122 of 90
Absolutely.
balls. I mean, that's crazy, bro. He was not consuming any dot balls. He was scoring a single of every other ball. And the way in which he made the mockery of Pakistan fielders to tap it in the 30th and take those doubles with Rahul, I would say that was class batting. 356 was good total. I thought it was
Way too good. I think on a normal track in Lahore it would have been equal to 500.
yeah. I don't think even they would have chased us in Lahore as well.
Yeah.
So after KL and Virat duo today, the duo, I was waiting to see his YouTube.
Oh,
Oh,
thanks
that's
so
very
much.
sweet, man.
That really means a
That's
lot.
very sweet. That's very sweet. So we'll be back very soon tomorrow in the evening.
Yeah.
KL and Virat duo, we love them here. Obviously, I love
Oh.
them personally.
Of course. Being an RCB fan, I'm sure you miss them playing together.
I really do.
Yeah.
They're 1,000 runs as a pair as well. So that'd been a good pair. To be very fair.
I think they understand each other really well. They're
Yeah.
very good friends off the field
Yeah.
as well. I
I
remember.
remember when KL got his first 100, Virat Kohli was batting with him.
Correct.
in Test
he also
cricket.
made his debut under Kohli.
Yes,
if
he
I'm
made
not
his
wrong, in
debut under
Test cricket.
Kohli. He has played a lot of big knocks with Virat Kohli. His
Yeah.
T20, I100 in Edgebas. Manchester
think
was with him.
If one of
A lot
the
of things with
key consistent players through KL Rahul's breakout seasons or breakout innings, KL Rahul is.
And I also think KL Rahul batting with Virat Kohli would have given him a lot of confidence because
Yeah.
Virat Kohli is someone who will really put you like chal
if
tu
he
karega.
if he tells Ashwin to smash a Kagiso Rabada,
Yeah, I think
imagine what he tells
that's,
a KL
that's
Rahul.
definitely there. So I think that would have also helped him, and even everybody was they were very upbeat today, especially in terms of the team. Hardik Pandya, man, let's talk about him finally. What a spell from him as well. What a beautiful spell from him. And with the way in which he was playing, it was outstanding. The ball which he balled Babar Azam. I mean, they were replaying the Twitter was replaying the Virat Kohli inside edge.
Yeah.
I think you can now replay it a billion times now.
Yeah, I
Absolutely.
think that was the only moment that you saw where Virat Kohli didn't really time the ball that inside edge to the fence. But other than that,
I'm talking about the last week.
the last week one, yeah, correct.
Yeah.
At least Virat got back to it.
Yeah. So this was crazy, good man. Believe me,
I
love
feel
you guys.
bad saying it.
I will come. Oh, that's very sweet, man.
It means a lot to us. We really enjoy your comments.
Yeah. I mean, we got a good fan base, 4,000 people. Some people come sometimes. I think it's way too late as well
Yeah,
because it's a 2-day affair. I mean, you saw the ground as well. Nobody was there to see this match.
yeah.
It didn't feel like an India-Pakistan game.
I
Now
mean,
imagine on October 14th, what's going to be the
the
scene.
stage was set for a.
Bro, I think the pressure is going to be massive on October 14th because that's crazy. 120,000.
There's going to be a lot of Indians breathing down on the Pakistani team as well. But that
Yeah.
also means there's a lot of pressure
From the Indian team.
for the Indian team.
But when the pressure is high, there are certain players who really steps up.
yeah,
And I hope
And
India doesn't change.
Shubman and Hardik are going to come back.
Oh,
to the ground.
Shubman is back, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, you can expect now Shubman is going to get a lot of confidence, especially for tomorrow. I still think Shubman, there's a big 100 awaiting him in this Asia Cup.
Absolutely.
And I think the World Cup is going to be a lot Shubman like as well because I still feel World Cup, if we can really. I think we'll try for both. Let's try for both. But I'll say definitely after the match.
After the match, I might not be available because I'll be.
You
traveling
won't be
for
there.
tomorrow.
But I still think you can do a live and go.
Sandimani will be. No, I'll be going a little late. I'll be going a little early.
Okay.
So yeah.
So I'll be there.
Sandimani
So,
might be joining us.
Sandeepani might be joining from live from somewhere from the ground. Ground report ground zero.
Yeah, unfortunately, it rained today. He didn't carry an umbrella to him with him to Sri Lanka. That's the reason why we couldn't see him. But otherwise, you would have seen him.
Absolutely.
I hope he buys an umbrella for tomorrow.
Absolutely. Let's see however it goes. We're going to be live for sure after the match. If the match happens as well. So either way, but we'll be doing one before the match, hopefully, at 2:30. Just maybe to talk about the team. Let's see if they made any changes. I'd like to see certain changes for the Bangladesh game if you win tomorrow. Maybe give rest to
I wouldn't
Siraj
be
and Big
surprised if we
Shami.
get a few rests tomorrow, especially probably for Virat. I mean, I wouldn't mind. I know a batter doesn't want to
I
take
don't
rest.
think Virat will rest.
I don't think he will want to
I don't
rest.
think he'll rest.
So it won't be a bad idea.
I think he'll continue from where he left off.
So like he said, he's a test player.
Yeah, he's a
played
test
110
player.
tests. So
He's
it's like day
playing-
3 for him.
Yeah, it's like day 3 and he's still batting. Yes, I don't think these guys will have big issue because they have test players, literally test players. They've had harder conditions than this, and bowlers will be the most chill ones. 32 overs,
They
the
didn't have
game
to
is
ball
done.
much.
Yeah, 32 overs, the game is done. Kuldeep picked up a 5 wicket haul, not even more than 10 overs.
Yeah.
Bumrah ball 5, Suraj ball 5, Shardul ball 4, Hardik ball 5. I think they're pretty chill. I think they'll maybe ball first tomorrow.
I think I have
so.
to give thanks to Pakistan. I think they made it easier for India to win tomorrow
Yeah.
because they need India to
Yeah.
win tomorrow. So maybe that's the reason why they got all out.
I think also Ishan will maybe, if Ishan plays, is going to bat a little more up the order than Kale. Maybe Ishan will bat 4 and Kale at 5 is what I believe because of the left arm spinner threat as well. So
Yeah.
that's what I think. Anyways, that's about it from us. See you all very soon. Tomorrow, and don't forget to download our app on Apple App Store and also Google Play Store. Have a good time, all of you. See you and take care. Bye bye.